why are old habits so hard to break? Why what the mind plan to do, I don't follow always?
I will answer more later, but little bit I will answer now, okay? Because you have almost answered in your very question. It is hard to break because it is an old habit. And the habit has been created when you were unconscious. It is a mechanical habit. And you are also a machine. Until and unless you bring consciousness in your system, you are also a kind of robot. You are a programmed, conditioned computer. We are all born unconscious. For consciousness, you will have to make Herculean effort. It is not something, it will not happen on its own. You will have to make all the effort. We are following the first law of Newton, the law of inertia. Here comes the great sadhak of Bharat. Sadhak is always under the tree, waiting for his enlightenment to happen. Okay. So we have been talking for a very long time, and he asked a very polluted political question. So my whole space was spoiled, and I have spoken so much. I need something to eat, but still I will answer a little bit of what she has asked. So what I was saying?
Old habits.
Unconscious.
Unconscious, huh?
What unconscious? What was
Those
the last?
habits we are all born unconscious.
I was saying both of you have not remembered. I was saying we are followers of the first law of Newton, the law of inertia. A thing which is in rest wants to remain in rest. Something which is in motion remains in motion until and unless some external force is applied to it. So if you want to break your mechanical habit, the only way is to become more conscious. Be conscious of your habit. But this is a total thing. You cannot do it if you are meditating for 1 hour. Don't expect that everything will be transformed. It is a very subtle thing. You cannot become conscious just by doing meditation 1 hour mechanically. You have to see what is causing unconsciousness in you, why you are unconscious. And it has to begin with your food. Because you are nothing more than the food. There are even doctors who say that you tell me what you are eating, and I will tell you what kind of person you are. So those in India who find out that there are 3 types of food, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic, when they went very deep inside, they discovered the effect of the food. If you are eating Sattvic food, you will become light. That will help you to become more conscious. Being more conscious means that you are going up. If you are eating food which is very Rajasic or Tamasic, then your energy goes down. That helps you to become lethargic. That helps you to become lazy, anything which is making you lazy, anything which is making you sleepy, anything which is making you alcoholic is not the right food for a sadhak. So you have to begin with the food, otherwise your journey will become difficult. You can eat meat and you can meditate. Then also you will grow a little bit, but it will become more difficult. Already you are so asleep, and now you are still doing all those things which make you unconscious. So if you are yourself an unintelligent person, if you are yourself a person who is just living a very mechanical life, then external help won't help much. So you have to find out what food suits you, which is not bringing laziness in you, not bringing lethargy in you. You say, why it is so hard to break old habit? Because it is very old habit. It has gone very deep in your each and every cell. So if you want to break it, then you have to make tremendous effort to destroy that sleepiness. And if you are at the same time doing things which is helping you to become unconscious also, how you will become conscious? So your love for consciousness has to be total. If you are not total, if you are not 100% in something, that is what Osho said, that only at 100 degree water evaporates. Even if you are bringing 99 degrees temperature, it will not evaporate. So only when you are 100% in your effort, your will is total, then you can become conscious. The light has to be brought to your each and every cell. Until and unless your consciousness enters into your dark night, into your very unconsciousness, the light reaches there and you are able to see everything. You cannot be free from that. That's why these methods are needed, methods like dynamic, so that the hammering it is like hammering on the rock. The hammering goes so deep that your unconsciousness is broken and it comes out. Until and unless your unconsciousness is broken and it comes out, you cannot hope to be conscious. For a while you can become, for a while you are meditating, you will feel like you are being conscious. But again, unconsciousness will possess you, will start ruling you. So whenever you are asking these things, it is like showing some impatience. You have not what effort you are making. You will have to bring some order in your life, some discipline. Everything has to happen according to your desire to be conscious. If you are doing other things which is bringing unconsciousness in your life, then already you are in your tremendous darkness. You cannot go. So first thing is that you need to do the most powerful meditation is dynamic still. And it is difficult to break what habit you said? Old habit. It is difficult because who will break that old habit? There is no one inside you. There is no integrity inside you. There are so many people living. Everyone is desiring different things, contradictory things. What was the second line?
Why what the mind plan to do, I don't follow always.
Whatever the mind plans to do, mind itself is a hodgepodge. Your whole mind is coming from outside. It is all borrowed. It is all the influence of the others, of the outside world. Something you have borrowed from your education institution. Something you have borrowed from your parents. Something from your friends. But they are all unconscious. So you have your own unconsciousness of many lives, and then even in this life, whosoever has influenced you, they are all unconscious, and that is your mind. Your mind is the sum total of all the influence that has come from outside. So whatever mind is planning, you are saying mind is planning. It is not that there is some total mind. One part is planning. You have this desire also that you want to do something. But at the same time, you have other desires also. Your desire is not one. You have all kinds of desires. You want to be enlightened and you want to be father also. You want to be enlightened and you want to be a rich person also. You want to be enlightened and you want to be so powerful also. You want to be prime minister also. You want to be Buddha also. At least become one. If you love something totally, then result will come. The love is not there. You are loving so many things, and everywhere you are lukewarm. When something is total, when you want only that thing, you will get that thing. For that you have to dig at one place. If you want water to come out, you cannot dig at thousands of places. One place, go on digging there. Even if you are failing, so what? If you think this is the only thing, I want to be totally conscious, I want to be lighted, I want my own light, I don't want to live on borrowed light. If you want to be lighted, you think this is an easy thing, that it will happen just 1 hour of meditation, that also not you are always able to do. Real thing, if you want to remove your unconsciousness, each and every moment you have to try to be conscious. While you are speaking, be conscious. While you are listening, be conscious. While you are eating, be conscious. Meditation has to become your very breath. Then only you will be free from unconsciousness. The only thing is that you need to love it totally. If you love something, things will start happening. That is called burning desire to know yourself. This burning desire is nothing other than love, total love. When you love some woman or a man, really if you love, you go mad for that person. Everything becomes meaningless. You are ready even to die. If you hear the stories of Lala or Majnu, Lala, Majnu, Shirin, Faryad, Romeo, Juliet, how they were mad, totally mad. They were ready to die for it. Even when Madhvi Lata is in politics, she says that I am ready to die for Modi. Whatever is his dreams, I am ready to die for it. So you have to love at least. If you can't even love that much, knowing truth, how anything can happen? You are being too clever that mind decides something. Mind is not deciding anything. You are just dreaming that you are deciding anything. There is who will take decision. That's why it is said that meditation begins when you start knowing you are not this body, you are not this mind. And even when your center is transformed, when the light has come there, then still for body and mind to reach it to there, because it is a kind of machine, then you have to do it consciously. That is what Osho, when he was taking in his last days meditation, in his last days, when his meditation was, first you have to do jitters, then you will fall down, and then he will give suggestions. You are not this body, you are not this mind, and he will say things like, go deeper and deeper, deeper, pierce like an arrow, reach to your very center. He will say these things. And then when people were settled, very alert and awake, then he will say, just be very alert. You are like as if you are a mother who has a child in the womb, so be very careful. Now sit like a Buddha, walk like a Buddha. So you have to bring that Buddhahood in your action, in your daily life. So when you start becoming conscious, you cannot, even if you move your hand, you cannot move it mechanically. So he was saying on that day that body is what, it is not important if there is restlessness in the body. Actually, Osho's meditation begin with the body. He says that because body is the grossest, so try first to be watchful of your body, because you can see. If you are moving your hand, you can see. It is material thing. You can see it very easily. You are walking, you can do it with alertness, awareness. You can walk consciously. But to watch the mind is more difficult, because mind is not something like a matter. It is more subtle. To watch your feeling is even more difficult. To watch your mood is even more difficult. Then finally you have to just only breathing remains. And when your meditation becomes very deep, then sometimes breathing also stops. Then you will know that you are not even your breath, you are not even your mind, you are not your feeling, your mood, you are not your body, you are nothing. You are none of these things. You are just the witnessing consciousness. But until and unless you love something totally with your wholeheartedness, how can you expect that something will happen? You need to be mad after it. That is what is meant by junoon. The English word ecstasy, that means you are standing out, you have become out of the body. You have gone out of your body. Only then you can be ecstatic. You have come to realize that your body is separate from you. You are standing out of your body. So it is clear or not?
Yeah, on this is.
If you want to break your habit, then you will have to become conscious. There is no other way. The more conscious you are, the more you will be free from your mechanical habit. Less conscious you are, the more you will be a slave to your habit. And this is you are already a programmed computer. This has gone in your blood and marrow, in your DNA, that you have to break everything. So the only way is to become conscious. When the fire of consciousness enters into the forest of your unconsciousness, everything is burned. Because you believe you are this body, mind, you are your thoughts, you are your feeling, you are your emotion, then they are ruling you. And how can you say that why it is not happening? When you gave time to it. If you see your whole life when you were interested in meditation. Even now, if I tell you, you go for meditation, otherwise you go to sleep. Huh? If this understanding happens within you, that this is the only important thing in your life. IQ, even computers have IQ. EQ, dogs have maybe even more EQ than most of the human beings. Only ask you spiritual quotient human being can have. Neither the dog can have spiritual quotient nor the computer can have spiritual quotient. So if you want to be more dignified, if you want to transcend being a robot or being an animal, then you have to make all effort. It is not an easy thing. Don't think just by dreaming one day it will happen. It will not happen. You have to put your total energy in it. Then only you can surrender. How Buddha became enlightened. First he made all the effort. Then his ego died. And when the ego is dead, then only consciousness can be there. As long as ego is at the center, how can consciousness be the ruler? Once the consciousness is the master of the house, then slaves will become disciplined on its own. So it's enough.
Yes, Swami.